Hello and welcome back to King's Quest V, Absence Makes the Heart Go Yonder. Now that we've got our gold coin, we can get in to see Madame Mushka. Let's see what she has to tell us.
You may see Madame Mushka now.
Warning, this cartoon contains material that...
So, you are here to see Madame Mushka, no? Well, come closer. Sit down. I will tell you your fortune. Already I can tell that you are on a quest of great urgency.
Yeah, so hurry it up, lady.
See what we can find out for you. Look, Ingram. Look into the crystal ball.
Look, Manannan, look what I have for you. Take a good look at what you did to my brother, Alexander. Because of you, he's doomed to spend the rest of his days as a cat, and there's nothing I can do about it. But you can do something about it. Since you're the one that did this to him, you're the only one who can turn him back again. Back to the wizard Manannan.
Alexander! I don't know how, Mordak. I'm not a wizard. I just happened to stumble across some magic spells and accidentally turned your brother into a cat. I didn't mean it. Please believe me, Mordak. I don't know how to turn him back into a wizard.
You're holding out on me, little man. You're taking advantage of my good nature, but not for long. If I don't get a change of tune from you soon, I'll feed your family to the cat, starting with your dear mother. Remember what I said. I'll only give you a little more time to decide before your family becomes cat food.
That is all. But I see that your mission is very dangerous indeed. I will give you something to help you. Here, wear this. It is a magic amulet. It will protect you against all but the most powerful magic. Good luck, King Ram. Be careful. That Mordek is a bad one.
Thank you, Madame Mushka.
Alright, so now we know why Mordak kidnapped our family. And now we know that he's actually related to Manannan, interestingly enough. So, we do have a magic amulet that will protect us.
The magic amulet begins to glow softly as Graham slips it over his head. He then carefully tucks the amulet into the front of his tunic, hiding it from sight.
Protect us from some stuff that we'll encounter here in a bit.
Madame Mushka is tired. No more for today.
That's fine, we don't need to go back to her. Alright, let's head off to the east and see what other trouble we can get ourselves into. Here's that forest again. Before we enter into the forest, I'll show you a little something. This gold bottle, it's actually very interesting. We plucked it out of the desert. And let's see what happens when we take a look inside.
Ah, freedom at last! Now you spend the next 500 years in a bottle.
Graham should know better than to keep things bottled up inside.
Interestingly, the amulet doesn't protect you against the genie, so apparently the genie's pretty powerful indeed. Oh, I didn't save it, did I? Oh, nuts. That was a mistake on my part. I'll cut it out and we'll get back to that in a second. Let's go ahead and save and jump into the forest.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm not going in there. Can't you read the sign?
Of course you're not, Cedric.
Come on, Cedric. There might be something important in here.
Go if you want to. I'll wait here.
Wimp. Alright, so we've got ourselves a little forest.
And snarling roots, creeping vines, decaying logs, twisted, gnarled trees. The close feeling of the gloomy forest quickly overwhelms Graham.
Okay, so we've got a creepy little forest.
unseen eyes seem to watch Graham as he stumbles confusedly through the thick maze of the gloomy forest.
Not really sure how you can get confused since there's only one path, but...
Strange plants and animals inhabit this dark and dreary place, while thin rays of sunlight barely break the surface of the forest's thick foliage.
Alright, nothing much here.
To Graham's great relief, it appears that the witch's magic has been stopped by the amulet he is wearing, just as Madame Mushka said it would.
Wow, that's helpful.
You're not crossing my bridge, little man.
That is a really weird looking witch. She's got like red neon hair and pale skin. Ugh. Ugh.
What are you doing in my forest, young man? Don't you know you're trespassing?
Oh, I didn't know this was a private forest. Do you own it?
Of course I own it. It's mine. And what did you do to my magic? Huh?
I don't think you need to know. Now tell me something. How does one leave this confusing forest?
I'll never tell. I'm afraid you're stuck, dearie. Now you're my prisoner.
We'll see about that.
Yes, won't we?
Yes, yes indeed we will. Alright, if you won't let me out, we'll just have to take you out of the picture.
What's this?
Ah, freedom at last! Now you spend the next 500 years in a bottle.
Good. That old witch won't be seen here for a long time. But now, how to get out of this dreadful forest?
Awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and investigate the witch's house, because there are several useful items in here. If you notice that glint when we first walked into the room, the glint in the lantern up here.
An interesting incense burner hangs from a protruding tree branch.
Okay.
Occasionally, from within it, a tiny glint winks.
Lantern, incense burner, whatever.
What's this? Why, it's a little key.
Oh, little key. And...
a small, intricate spinning wheel is put away in the trunk. Reaching a hand into the trunk, Graham retrieves the small spinning wheel.
And...
a small leather pouch is tucked away in the drawer. Graham reaches the drawer and removes the leather pouch. Upon opening the leather pouch, Graham discovers 3 sparkling emeralds.
Graham seems to have something of a penchant for finding treasures in leather pouches just lying around everywhere. Alright, we've got everything we can get out of there. So let's continue on, see what else we can find. Aha.
A small door built into the trunk of a large twisted tree catches Graham's attention. Graham tugs firmly on the door in the tree, but finds it securely locked. Graham finds that the little key fits perfectly in this lock. Graham is charmed to find a little golden heart inside the door of the twisted old tree.
Aw, how cute.
Reaching into the little door of the tree, Graham extracts the little golden heart.
Sweet. But we still have to find a way out of here. And unfortunately, wandering around really doesn't do you any good.
Strange plants and animals inhabit.
See these beady little eyes that are standing here poking out at us? These eyes actually belong to little creatures. And these creatures, I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to know this, but these creatures like emeralds. Unfortunately, the little buggers are a little too slick and slippery for us.
Graham squeezes the honeycomb as hard as he can, which causes the honey to drip out of it onto the ground, creating a sticky little puddle at his feet. Now all that's left of the honeycomb is a piece of beeswax, which Graham puts back in his pocket.
Because you never know when you're going to need some beeswax.
Please, let me go. I beg of you.
Why should I do that? What will you do for me?
I'll show you the way out of the forest, if you let me go.
Sounds good to me.
How do I know I can trust you?
I give you my word.
You're King Graham.
An
You trust
elf
everybody.
never breaks his word.
Well, it's against my better judgment, but okay.
Move over, Rocky. You're in our way.
Sorry, I kind of talked over the elf there.
Sorry.
That was my bad. He just said that an elf never breaks his word.
Follow me. In here.
Warning, this cartoon contains
Yeah.
material that may be necessary.
Hey, over here. I've got something for you. I never take anything without giving in return. For your generosity in giving me those exquisite emeralds, I give you my finest pair of shoes. May they help you in your quest. Follow that passage over there. It's the way out of the dark forest.
Thank you very much for all your help. I'm sure I'll be able to find a use for these fine shoes.
Oh, I'm glad to see you're okay. I was beginning to worry.
You were right not to want to venture in that dark forest, Cedric. I thought I'd never get out of there alive.
It's funny, really, how Cedric doesn't question the fact that you just popped up out of a hole in the ground. He's just like, oh, good, you're alive. But, anyway.
An old hollow log lies in a small clearing before the gloomy forest. The old log doesn't look interesting enough to bother with.
Too bad it didn't look interesting earlier either. Could have found a much easier way to get into the forest. Or at least get out of the forest. Anyway, we now have a nice little pair of shoes, but unfortunately,
Even though these are a very fine pair of shoes, Graham finds them too small for his own feet.
there you go. But they are very nice shoes.
This is the finest pair of shoes Graham has ever seen, although a bit small for his feet.
In fact, I can think of someone who would have good use for these shoes. Although before we go and visit him, we'll take care of one other piece of business.
This appears to be a small, intricately constructed spinning wheel.
I wonder. You'll see in a second why I tried that.
Where did you get this? I thought I had lost it.
Oh, is it yours? I found it in the old witch's house in the dark forest.
So that's where it got to. The old hack took it, eh? You know, this ain't an ordinary spinning wheel.
It's not? Well, what's so special about it?
Why, this spinning wheel can spin straw into gold, that's what. Except you gotta know how to use it. I doubt even the witch could figure that out. Thank you for bringing it back to me.
Now wait, not so fast. How about that marionette? Don't you think the price of the spinning wheel is worth at least twice that of the puppet? I'd love to have it.
Yeah, I guess so. Boy, give that marionette to the man here. I'll make you a new one. Come on, boy. Let's gather up some wood for a new puppet.
Okay, that was weird. Cursor didn't change back. Alright, so now we've got a little marionette, too.
The craftsmanship of the marionette is superb. Graham is too old to play with toys.
Then why in the world did he want it so badly? Well, regardless, I can think of someone else who is also too old to play with toys, but might also like a nice little marionette.
Suddenly, frantic squeakings alert Graham to a mangy cat chasing a terrified rat.
Here's one of the nice little dead ends in the game that can occur if you don't save the rat from the cat. In this one scene, first of all, the scene never happens again, and then you end up stuck.
Oh, thank you, good sir. You saved my life. My children and I will never forget your kindness. Maybe someday I'll be able to return the favor. Oh, I hear my children calling. Goodbye, until we meet again.
You could return the favor by taking your voice down a few octaves. Gosh. Oh, anyway.
Come on in, look around. Let me know if you're interested in anything.
I am indeed.
Though did you get this wunderbar marionette? The craftsmanship is excellent.
Well, I don't know if you'll believe me or not, but I got it from a little gnome.
I must have it. Can I buy it from you?
Actually, you may have it if you'll give me the sled in trade.
Why, of course. But I must tell you, I think I'm getting the better deal. I can always make another sled, but finding another marionette of this quality... Ich weiß nicht.
So, can I have the sled?
Yeah, take it, it's yours.
Thank you very much. I think I'll find this sled very useful.
Well, you enjoy it, and danke for the marionette.
I'll just stick that in my hyperspace arsenal and be on my way. Alright, and now...
It's you again, is it? We still don't have any shoes for sale.
What have we here? Mama, take those shoes from the young man. Let me see them. These are the finest pair of shoes I've ever seen. The leather is soft and pliable, yet sturdy. The craftsmanship of these shoes are superb. And Mama, look at the solid gold buckle. Why, I could retire from the sale of these shoes.
Then the shoes are yours. I don't think I could find a better use for them.
You are a godsend, young man. How can we ever repay you?
You don't need to repay me. Just knowing I helped you is enough for me.
Well, it ain't much, but it's all I've got to give. Here, take my cobbler's hammer. Perhaps you can find a use for it. Since I'll be retiring, I won't need it anymore. Thanks to you.
Why, thank you. A hammer could be very useful on my journey.
Take care, young man. We'll never forget this.
That's right, son. We'll finally be able to retire in comfort. You'll be in our hearts from now on. Come on, Mama, let's go home. Let's celebrate our good fortune.
Retiring from the sale of one pair of shoes? Whatever floats your boat, I guess. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here. Next time we'll finally head out of the town of Serenia and surrounding environs and see where we can make our way. Well, thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.